Book Buzz, HarperCollins Book Buzz. Check it out. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Book Buzz, HarperCollins Book Buzz. Brought to you by Library Love Fest.
Top of the morning to you. I wonder if everybody hears that, like at the end of when they say book buzz, HarperCollins Book Buzz. Do you realize that they're zinging like a bee? I don't know. I just felt it was something to point out. Hi,
The more
everyone.
you know.
The more you know. Hi, everyone. It's Virginia.
I'm Lainey. Nice to see everybody coming in.
Yeah, this is cool. Oh my God. Hello, Casey Davis. Super fun. Hi, Kim. Oh, I love this. We are super excited to talk to you about some books that we're loving and some ALA shenanigans that are going to take place very soon. So we want to know who's going. And we have some cool stuff to tell you, whether you're going or not going. I'd like to go back into my cottage and have a sip.
It's nice because I can hear the birds outside your window, so it feels very much like you're there.
You'll hear the construction soon because they're building all over my apartment building. It's Bananasville. I'm glad you can hear the birds. Very pretty. So how are we? How you doing, Lainey?
Doing good. Even better because we're going to talk about some books.
Oh, right. I forgot. All right. Well, as people come in, we can get started. And Lainey, you want to start?
Sure. Well, maybe I just want to quickly reference that we now have Zoom. We're trying something new out. We're glad that everyone's everybody knows how to Zoom, hopefully. But the chat is on the right. If you have questions, especially when Kevin is on in a couple of weeks, be sure to put those in. Let us know how that goes. Do you like Zoom? Do you have any requests? We're trying new things. I kind of like Zoom because I can see everybody together, and then we see and hello to our Facebook people. We haven't forgotten about you. We're checking that chat too. But I'll be putting the links for all of the upcoming events this month, so you can go ahead and register and get those reminders, because we want you to get I'm terrible. I need a reminder, so I understand completely. Yeah. Donna said, love Zoom, easy in all ways.
Good. Love that.
Okay, that's really all I wanted to say. But do you want me to start talking books, or we want to talk about Kevin? What are you feeling?
We should talk a little bit about Galley Club once again for all the world to know and share. So I think you all know, because you're here, that we've started this book club for librarians, and we've called it Galley Club because the book is prior to printing up as a finished book. So it's in galley form, B or P, or sometimes A, EPA. I don't know. So every month we pick a title, and then we have a team come on and talk about the book and all the inside baseball about that book. So it's kind of cool. We've had editors, publishers, audiobook narrator, else. Illustrator on, I can't remember. Anyway, we just have different people who are talking about the book and how it's come together, and it's really kind of interesting to sort of see how that process takes place, especially for debuts. I think is really kind of cool. And so and then we end with the end of the month. We have the author on, so you can download the book. We're now going to start announcing the book like at the end of the month prior, so that you have plenty of time to read, because that's what we want. We want you to read it so that by the time the discussion comes around with the author, if there are spoiler alerts, you're not like, I didn't know he died at the end. Right, Lainey?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
There's some spoilers, maybe hopefully not too many, but
no. But anyway, Kevin's coming on June 28th. The team behind the book from Echo a division of Harper, will be on the 21st. So you totally have to be here for that because it's going to be super cool. So we're talking, of course, about Kevin Wilson's book. And I don't know, do we want to show that jacket since we're talking about that?
Yeah, I'm putting all the links in there for everybody. That's coming now. So get your eye, look out.
Look out, world. So now is not the time to panic. I might as well just start talking about this because this is our Galley Club selection for the month of June. And I'm sure many of you know who he is. He's just absolutely wonderful. Nothing to see here. His last book just blew my hair back. I just absolutely love that book so much. And he's written many books, but that is his latest. And now we have this one. So if you haven't read Kevin Wilson and you want to dive in, naturally start here with Now Is Not the Time to Panic. But I highly recommend go back and read Nothing to See Here, which is all about, I mean, everything is quirky with Kevin Wilson. He's lovely and tender and heartfelt and warm and smart and a beautiful person and a beautiful writer. And you kind of, once he sets the scene, you're all in. So if he, with Nothing to See Here, it was about these children who are sort of getting bounced around a little bit with a broken marriage, and they end up being put in the care of this woman who also needs to feel connected. And so it's a wonderful relationship that these kids have with this woman. But the thing about these kids is that when they get upset, they spark, they go on fire. And people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm telling you, by the time you get to that point in the book, it doesn't matter because it's really not about that. They don't get hurt. Of course, they don't die. They're something's up with these kids. And you love them anyway. And it's such a great book. And I haven't met a person yet that's read it and not loved it. So that's what I mean, though. If there's a little bit of quirk, but there's a whole bunch of heart and it all makes sense. You're along for the ride. And so this new book, Now Is Not the Time to Panic, which doesn't even come out until November, but we just want to make sure this is on your radar, is this really cool story about these teenagers who they're just teens, sort of. One of them drives a car. 16, something, I forget it. But they're misfits. They don't fit in. One kid is from he's now living with his grandmother. This takes place in a town called Coalfield, Tennessee. And the kids are Frankie Budge. It's a woman, it's a girl, Frances, they call her Frankie. And she's a loner. He's a bit of a loner. She's got these triplets, these brothers who are just goofy boys, and so they factor into this story. But it's a sweet beginning of this story too, because they're at this pool. She's there with her brothers, and nobody's paying attention to her. And she looks across the pool and she sees this kid who's kind of like looking down and looking at her and laughing and looking down, and she's not sure what to make of this. That's how this friendship starts. He's there, doesn't know anybody. He has to be there because his grandmother lives there. And this friendship starts, and they both love art. She wants to be a writer. He wants to be an artist. And they dig out this old Xerox machine that was in her brothers stole it. They're the triplets. The triplets stole it from school. And then they think they broke it, which they really didn't. There's a piece of paper stuck in that thing. But they're just, idiots. And so Frankie and her buddy Zeke, they dig this thing out of the garage and they start making art. And that's how the book starts. And it goes forward in time, 20 years later, and you see what how their lives played out, sort of. They were sort of romantically involved. They created this art piece that's kind of wacky, and they just wanted to connect, and they connected with each other. And that's kind of all that mattered, except I can't tell you more than that. You just have to read it. It's so sweet, so wonderful. I can't wait for you guys to read it and talk to us about it, and talk to Kevin about it, and meet his editor and his publisher. Oh my God, I can't wait. Anyway, that's the book. It's wonderful, like all of his books are. He's just such a thoughtful writer. So now it's not the time to panic. Kevin Wilson, going on sale November 8th. And there's a reason we picked this book for our Galley Club selection, because it's wonderful. Right, Lainey?
Yes. I love this book so much. I love Kevin, but this book, he does such a good job with like really it's like they're simple thoughts, these kids who are looking for some kind of community. Like even when Frankie meets people in town where Zeke is like, who is that? Like, oh, just some dumb girl. But she has this whole like, I knew her in this grade and she didn't like me and I don't really know about being popular. Like they just want community. And so it's kind of a simple thought, but they get themselves into a lot of trouble in this book, and they don't really like. I'm even reading it, you're like, okay, how are they going to get out of this? Like, what is going to happen to them? And so it's a really, really fun read. It's a pretty, let me get my book. It's a pretty small read, but it packs a punch like all of Kevin's books do. And we actually have before we do have a little clip from the first of the audiobook that Kevin recorded. I know a few people asked if there's an ALC. There is not a advanced listener copy for this one right now, but the e-galleys are both up. And a few people, I just want to read a few things. So Kim Mickey said, Kevin makes you believe even the most unbelievable, which I really like. And Casey Davis really liked that you called the brothers idiots, which is true because they're wacky and fun. If even like the printer, if you've started reading it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's so funny. Donna said she loves the way you pitched the book, Virginia. She's sitting here with a big dumb smile on her face. Hope no patrons walk by. Oh, that's sweet, Donna. Thank you.
Well, Donna also says that she loves your Lainey's characterizations of the principals, which is so true because it just kind of like wraps it up. I mean, you get the sense. It's kind of like you're skipping down the road, and you're picking it up as you go. It's great. It's just really great.
It just seems like something like I could never write this book. Like I could try all my might. I could never write like Kevin Wilson, but it's a simple kind of concept of like just wanting to feel involved. And then you're just like down this rabbit hole of like this great story that he's written. And it seems longer than it is. It's a short book, but there's so much in this book. Anyway, okay, I'll stop talking about it. But on Facebook, someone said, you got me addicted, I guess, to Galley Club with the octopus book. So they're here for it. Cutout paper on the cover, Perfection, which we're having the Echo team on X time, the 21st.
Yes, the 21st.
Talk to them about it. Yeah. Some people asked if they were going to ALA, if they would have a galley in the booth. We will indeed have galleys at ALA. So maybe they might even show up at our buzz, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, just wanted to read a couple comments.
Yeah. You guys are so sweet to like just put in these comments and talk to us. We love that so much. Really, seriously, it means a lot to us. It makes me feel connected to you guys. So anyway, thank you for, just sharing your thoughts and it's fun. It's all good stuff. So I can't wait. Can't wait for you guys to read it. You can read this thing. Well, you don't want to rush through it because it's nothing you want to rush through, but I don't know. Can't wait for him to come on. He was at Day of Dialogue. So you may have heard him speak there, and that was wonderful. I could just listen to him for forever. He's just so lovely. And anyway, let's keep going. We love to Zoom with you too. Yes.
No.
Yes. Thank you, Tony.
It really does feel like a book club.
I know it. Oh my God, we should have wine. We should have wine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why that wasn't the first thing.
Be right back. All right, let's go on.
Donna, you won't be at ALA. Don't worry, because we have good news for you, hopefully.
It's gonna
love
happen.
Harper Library, love best friends, and that's what you are to us friends.
Aww.
These are all so sweet.
I know it. Casey Davis, put up that picture of that wine, and I want some.
Well, we'll pause. I can talk. Go grab some.
So much work to do. I'll be like, there's another thing. Send. What did I just send? All right. So Well, let's talk about a couple more books, and then I'll tell them about ALA.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't you go?
Okay, let me see which one I want to talk about first. Oh, and I will, before I forget everyone, Edelweiss catalog.
Mhm.
So the books we talk about today, it's here. Momentary hold up, sorry, but I'm going to put that on Facebook too. And I am going to talk about, I'm going to go with Merry Little Meet Cute. So, Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is co-written by best-selling authors Julie Murphy, Sierra Simone. You definitely know them. Julie did all of she did the dumpling book and the pudding, and you definitely have seen that show probably on Netflix, even if you haven't read the book. And in this book, so it's very adult, just letting you know, those are YA and they're lovely. This is an adult book, so proceed with caution before giving it to anybody, just so you know. So it has B. Hobbs, aka Bianca Von Honey. She has a successful career as a plus size adult film star. And when her favorite producer cast her to star in this like Christmas movie, like think Hallmark Channel, like very sweet movie he's making for a really squeaky clean Hope Channel, her career has to move in a little bit more of a family friendly direction. And she has to kind of keep under wraps this older career she's had with being this adult film star. And keeping her work secret, she discovers that she gets to the set. It's great. It looks like Christmas all year round, super fun. And she discovers that her co-star is a childhood crush that she had, who was also an ex-boy band member. And he needs some money. He's had some rough things in his career. He's trying to restart it, and he needs the money to come in. So they're both dealing with a lot of things in their past and trying to keep it out of the news, but now they're put together and they each know who each other are. So the heat really turns up. They have got a good chemistry, and now a reporter is on set sniffing around, and so they're really just going to have to hide this relationship. It's a great trope to go with, and we hope this is a really good entry point for people. She had a book, If the Shoe Fits, that came out last year. It was the August 2021. It was a library reads pick, and that was an adult book. So we're really hoping she has this adult audience. They both do, and they're both really big authors. So we're hoping this will be just perfect for that group. People who've read her when they're younger can grow up with her and read this book. And it's really positive, sex positive, body positive. There's a lot of fun in this book, and I hope you take a look. So that's Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone.
Lovely.
Yeah. Which one? What are we feeling? Pick a poison.
I'm feeling I gotta do this. I have to. I don't want to bring us down, and it's not going to bring us down. I refuse to let this happen. We all want Impossible Things by Catherine Newman. Okay, stay with me. Stay with me, baby. I love that. I love that cover. All right, listen up. This is a good one. I mean, they're all good. This is a novel that, while the premise is sad, because there is a person who is dying, her life is ending. The characters in this book are so real, and there are moments of lightness because you can only cry for so long. And I absolutely love this book. It's about these two women, Edith and Ashley, and they have been buddies for forever, like over 40 years. And they've done everything together, everything, high school and concerts and, boyfriends and breaking up and then getting married and infertility and children and all this stuff. I mean, life, right? Over 40 years. There's a line, it's actually in the Edelweiss catalog, and you can see this and go check it out. But one Ashley Ash says that Edith's memory is like the backup hard drive for mine. Do we not all have somebody in our lives who we rely on for all the stuff we can't remember, or is that just me? Well, I feel less alone when I read that line. There are such relatable moments in this book, because one of them gets cancer, but that doesn't change who they are. That doesn't change who these characters inherently are, and their relationship with each other, and their history, and their highs and their lows, and the things that piss them off about each other, and the things that they love about each other, and the things that they can talk about that happened a million years ago, their history, they've imprinted on each other. And so that's why I say to you, while this is sad that one is leaving, it is, you're welcome you're welcomed into their history, you know, their friendship, and you get to see. I think it's really hard to read this book and not relate it to yourself, because everybody, I'm sure, has somebody, a family member or a friend, somebody that is your person. And I just love this book. So yes, Edith is dying. She has ovarian cancer, and she's got a husband and a young son, but she's staying at a hospice near Ashley. And so Ashley's there a lot. But you also see how Ashley is kind of like stumbling through her life. She's making wacky choices, and I don't know, but she's human, and she makes wacky choices, and some are good and some are bad. And she's got daughters, and she's got a ex-husband. I think he's her ex at this point. I read this a while ago when it first came out, and I just absolutely love this book. So there's also in the hospice, there are wonderful people who work there, and there's just stuff going on. Like there's a woman down the hallway, this elderly woman, who plays the soundtrack to Fiddler on the Roof over and over and over again at a decibel that's ear splitting because she can't hear. So there's all these little things that are happening, and they add to the layers of this book that is sad, but yet there's humor, and there's levity, and there's tenderness, and I just loved it. And they're imperfect, and they're wonderful. And you do cry, but you do smile. Do you laugh? I don't know. It depends on, you know, what your take is and where you're at when you're reading this book. But I loved it. And so there, can't say enough about it. I'll stop talking now.
I love this book too.
Right?
I feel like though that's what I was talking to the marketing director, and I said, it's okay that it's sad. You make a contract, much like 100 Years of Lenny and Margot, which I loved. You make a contract, you know that reasonably, you know it's going to be sad. Someone has cancer, someone's dealing with something, but you're okay. Like you welcome it. And with this, I think it's the same situation. Like sometimes a good cry is good for you. And this has a really important exploration of trauma and how you grieve. I think that was really cool about the way the author showed this person kind of like stumbling through life, but it had all of the visions of someone who is just like going through grief, and how do you pull yourself out of something when that is your whole life. Yeah, I love this book.
Yeah, and we just make choices that I don't know, you're allowed. We're all allowed. You know, if you're having your heart broken, I say you're allowed to do the wackiest things you want to do. You don't hurt anybody. You know, so it's just this really cool friendship and their history. And there's a couple of really great quotes, but you know, y'all can read them. But there's one by KJ Delantonia. I hope I'm saying her name right. She's author of the New York Times bestseller, The Chicken Sisters. And she says, the funniest, most joyful book about dying and living that I have ever read. That's one of many quotes about this book. So I presented this book at PLA, I think, and someone went, oh, I said, no, come on, you can do this. You can read this book.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm here for a sadder read.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Lainey, bring it.
I want to talk about Anywhere You Run by Wanda Morris. And I wish I had that picture because Wanda came into the office last week and Virginia got to talk to her and it was super fun.
Wait, what picture? What picture?
A picture of us all being like, woo, you're in the office, but I don't have it.
I have it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Technology.
So Wanda came in the office to talk about this second book, and she had never been in the office before. So that was super fun. We always like when authors get to come for the first time. It's very special. But you may know Wanda from her debut, All Her Little Secrets, that came out before this last year in, I think, November. It was a November #1 library reads pick, which was so crazy for this debut that just like knocked me and Virginia off our feet. It was amazing. And there was a lot of buzz for it. It wasn't just us. It was like Marie Claire, Glamour, Entertainment Weekly, Library Journal had a front cover story with her. Like it just kept coming in. So much that we were like, how do we keep track of like all of these great things coming in? And there was a great quote from Karen Slaughter, and I think part of that is on this cover. So Karen Slaughter says, Morris brings a vibrant and welcome new voice to the thriller space. Wanda, like Karen, lives in Atlanta, and this is a big deal to get that quote. So in the second book, it's a little different. So the first one, All Her Little Secrets, was present and it had a few flashbacks to this woman's life when she was younger, she had such a hard life. It's a great book if you haven't read it, but this one's a little different. So this one is historical. It's still the thriller. It's still got everything you want from a Wanda Morris book. It's got all the themes that are really important to her and will resonate with readers. It's got a lot of strong women at the center, and she has this way of developing complex characters that stick with you for such a long time. So it's set in the 60s in Jim Crow, Jackson, Mississippi for a little bit of the book. It goes up to the north to Ohio for a while. But it's not just a historical novel. It's got really hard topics in there, much like in her first book. She goes there. She talks about it. She doesn't sugarcoat how this time was for these Black women that were living in Jackson, Mississippi. And at the center, there's this really fast-paced thriller and a cross-country chase. So to me, reading it, it really kind of reminded me of Lou Berney's November Road, because it has that great like thriller car trip where you're chasing people across the country. And it follows two Black sisters who are caught in the crosshairs of a white man's murder. And they make a run in two different directions, one north, one to a small town in Georgia. And which I will give that story away because that's really fun to learn about. But they find out that maybe running away is not going to keep people off their trail. So somebody's after them. And it takes place in the months after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So there's a lot to discuss when it comes to the people affected by those laws, whether it be, traveling cross country or to Georgia, whether that's where to set on the bus. There's a lot to discuss in this. It's going to be great for book clubs. And Wanda is a lawyer who has a lot of experience with lawsuits under the legislation. So that will be a really interesting way to see history through fiction. I don't know, you probably can't see it because of my background, but you should see all the little tabs that I have. I'm in the middle of it and I'm absolutely gobbling it up. So very excited, and I hope you are too.
Love her so much. Yeah, I was so excited to meet her, and then when we met, I thought I had already met her. It's really strange. It was the strangest thing, because she's so available and warm and just wonderful. If you need a great speaker for your library, look no further than Wanda Morris. She is as lovely and charming as she is brilliant writer. Lainey, I did email that photograph of us to you. I don't know if that's possible, but if you want to show it.
She emailed it. Oh,
she emailed it.
I didn't pay attention to the photo. Okay. Here we go. We are going to share this photo right now
to show you how much we love her. Oh my God. She was the only reason I went into the office that day. Well, it was lovely to see you too, Lainey, for sure.
Oh, thanks.
But we only live blocks from each other in lovely downtown Astoria, Queens. But that's Wanda, and she's great. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I will, the last book I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about ALA, is On the Rooftop by Margaret Wilkerson Sexton. She is the author of The Revisioners, which, and she's won the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Literary Work. And her debut novel was A Kind of Freedom, which was longlisted for the National Book Award. A Kind of Freedom, I said typically. Longlisted for the National Book Award. So now she is back with this really interesting novel that is set in the 50s in San Francisco. And it is about a mother and her 3 daughters who are performers. They are singers. They sing on the rooftop, hence the title, On the Rooftop. So it's these 3, the name of their group is the Salvations, and they have these 3 sisters, Ruth, Esther, and Chloe, and they've been singing and dancing for forever, since they were little kids. And the mom is this, that's her eyes on the prize, is that she just wants them to, be the stars. She's driving this train. They love it, but as they get older, their interests start to, go elsewhere. They're no longer just focused on being the Salvations. And the mother scores this once in a lifetime opportunity from a talent manager, which is going to, put the Salvations on the map. And so this is the big break that she's been waiting for. But as I say, the girls have they're grown up, they're women, they're not little kids anymore, and they have lives and interests of their own. And so this is not only is this about, the trajectory of their lives, but it's also about what's happening in this section of San Francisco, all over at this time. And it's gentrification, it's about so it's about sisterhood, it's about race and community, and but a lot of white developers are coming in, and city planners are starting to push out the Black population. So that's the backdrop to this story. So there's a whole lot going on in this book, and it's inspired by Fiddler on the Roof. So that's my 2 references to Fiddler on the Roof today, because they're playing it in the hospice in the book I just described before. But anyway, certainly don't need to know or care about Fiddler on the Roof, but that is sort of it's the inspiration for this book and sort of an underlying story. So there's tons of great quotes for this book as well. And there's just a lot of love. Let's see, Caitlin Greenidge says, On the Rooftop further cements Margaret Wilkerson Sexton as a deft chronicler of Blackness in America, a deeply felt, big-hearted exploration of family, sisterhood, and gentrification. This is the kind of expansive, lush novel that envelops with charm while provoking with its fierce intelligence. So here we go. That book is wicked. It's cool and it's powerful, and it goes on sale in September. It goes On the Rooftop, coming from Echo. Yeah, there we go.
I love that cover.
Yeah, me too. It's cool.
Super fun.
So should we, do you have one more title, Amy?
I had some stuff, but also we can talk about ALA and get to it if we have time.
Well, it's 2-3, so maybe we jump in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, we are working very hard, and we are almost there to do a live stream. Oh my God, I just had some sort of a breakdown in my mind.
We're streamlining the process to get it from.
Thank you, Lainey.
So there you go.
Saving me. You're always saving me. We're live streaming. We hope to live stream our title presentation. So our title presentation for anybody who's going to ALA will be held Saturday morning, June 25th, 8:30 to 10. And Lainey's put all this information in here. And as I say, we are this close to live streaming it. So we will have that information available. We'll be putting it on Library Love Fest. So come back. If you're not going to ALA, check back with us. And yeah, a streamlined live stream. Yes, Donna, thank you. So that's our big news. And Lainey, what am I missing about that?
So I put a link. We don't necessarily have an RSVP because we're still, the wheels are turning, but we have a link of like, it records your email to say either you're going in person or not. So we'll send the full details to you. We have the place it will be, but if you'll just fill out that form that I put in the chat, and Facebook, it's coming at you right now, then we'll get back to you. We know, like, but just put your name down so we can, and yeah, be super fun. And hopefully it will work out virtually and you won't miss anything.
Yeah, so we'll bring ALA to you if you can't come to ALA. All right. So anyway, that's our big news. I wish I could say, here's the link right now and sign it, but we'll send the information to you. It does look like it's going to happen. So stay tuned. And now, without further ado, should we do the world premiere of our ALA video?
I think it's pretty needed.
Okay.
Let me, oh, it went away. Hold on one second.
We haven't been in the video studio in 2 years, so we finally went back, and this is the result.
1 second.
It's gonna happen. Lainey's working her magic. It was up to me. Get it.
I went to make sure it was going to play and then I went away. So I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go.
We've got to get to ALA.
Sundance. Yes, they want us at Sundance Film Festival. But, you know, Robert Redford called when he saw this. He was like, listen, you ladies have to come to Sundance. Hurrah. Yes, Chris made a cameo appearance. We said, called him up, like, Chris, you want to be in that video? Stick your head out this window. He's like, sure. Can I wear my funny wig? Oh, Lainey, you have to tell them about the wig.
Oh, okay. So we have, when we moved our desk out, because we don't have desk anymore, we just get our desk as we come. And so we have a little box that you can like put away in case you need it at the office. So Chris was like, I'm not, I'll meet you there, but it's in this box. I was like, I'll go grab it. In Chris's box, this was like one of the only things in there. I'm like, I love that you think like I might need that at a moment's notice. And he did. I'm so impressed by it.
He loved that thing. It's like, what do I take? What do I take? My oxygen tank, my defibrillator, or my bald man's wig. It's just the funniest thing.
Up for anything, and he was very excited to say hi again to you all.
Yeah, he was. So we thought you'd get a kick out of seeing Chris's face. We're actually going to have dinner with him in I think a week or two. So anyway, yes, patrons think I'm insane, but I don't care. Donna Rasmussen's like, security, Donna Rasmussen. Okay, well, thank you. Hi to Chris. We'll tell him you all said hi. He'll be so happy to know that you guys recognized his face and saw that. So anyway, yes, you are our superheroes. I mean, we're just the messengers. You guys are the ones who take the message, take the books, and spread the word. So we thank you. Now, what else do we have to say? Is there anything else?
Do we want to tell them about some authors who will be at ALA?
Sure.
Cool.
Let's see. No, there will be no tiki bar at ALA. We've dusted off its fringe, and it's just, I don't know, the tiki bar. Perhaps there will be something else to take its place, but given the tiki bar a rest for now. Okay. Okay. So, Lainey, do we have the schedule as it is right now?
I don't have anything to show, but
Okay.
I do have, I mean, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Somebody did ask what the room was again. The video is on YouTube. I'll put the link in there, but it's at the Marriott Marquis Salon 6.
And it's attached to the convention center, so you won't have to go far. We had wished and hoped that we could have been in the convention center, but apparently, like the Marriott Marquis is where a lot of that stuff is happening, so should be okay. Let's see, we're bonded for life. Let's see. So for this schedule, we have, my goodness, I think we have like, I don't know, 15 or 16 authors now. It's bananas, but it's wonderful. And we will put a schedule up on Library Love Fest when it is all set. But Nancy Pearl will be signing copies of the Writer's Library. She is interviewing Celeste Ng. So if you are check the ALA schedule, but she will be interviewing her. So we'll be having her. And oh my goodness, we just have so many authors. We have Buzz Bissinger, who will be speaking at the United for Library Tea. You can go to UFL. They're on the ALA website to find out about that. He wrote Mosquito Bowl, but he wrote Friday Night Lights. You know him. He's an amazing writer. Let's see. We have Honoré Fanone Jeffers, who wrote the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, and she will be there to accept her award at the BCALA, Black Caucus of the ALA. Lainey, what else?
We have Jillian Medoff, When We Were Bright and Beautiful. I know everyone's probably heard me talk about that ad nauseum, but I love that book so much. So Jillian will be there.
Wanda.
Oh, Wanda will be there too. So that photo you can replicate, because that is the joy that you feel. She will be there.
She's going to be speaking at on a program, Library Journal hosted program called Immersive Historical Fiction. And that's going to be on Sunday. Again, this will be on Library Love Fest schedule, so you can go there. So she'll be speaking there, which will be really interesting to hear what she's got to say. So that's from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then she'll be signing books back at the booth. And Diane McKinney Whetstone, that book she wrote, Our Jen, is so great. It's short for sexagenarian, and it's this really cool novel about this 55 and older community and all the people that live there, and it's set in Philadelphia, and it's the shenanigans that take place in this place, but they all have secrets. And there's a great, I told her she should have a Spotify playlist, because it's all this like sort of like just really cool music that is, I don't know, just throughout the pages. So
Tracy Lynn, who you saw on the last Galley Club, that was our May pick, All That's Left Unsaid. She will be at ALA and signing All That's Left Unsaid galleys.
So all of this and more can be found on Library Love Fest, where we will post the schedule for all to see. I don't know.
Or sign up for the newsletter. That's probably the best way to get updates when things go up. You can do that on librarylovefest.com too.
Yeah. So, Lainey, was there another book, or are you good?
I do have one more book. It's a quick one. I can go quickly, but and there's not too much to say, because it's kind of under wraps. Like, it's a really special one, so I can make it quick. I just want to let you know about Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino. That was just announced, I think, on Associated Press. It was just revealed, this cover, last week, so it's pretty fresh. It's the long-awaited first work of nonfiction from Quentin Tarantino. We did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was just instant #1 New York Times best-selling book, and that was based on the movie. But this is a complete new work. It's nonfiction. He is one of the most talented contemporary filmmakers, and he has a really infectious love of movies, and you can see that through his own movies. But he just really loves to talk about writing about film, and so in this, the time has come, and the results are that it's going to be, if you're a fan of movies, a movie lover, it's perfect for you. There's going to be so much information. It'll be a good reference book for people too at the library, I think. But it's organized around American films from the 70s, all of which he saw when he was younger. And it's really insightful, and there's a lot in it, and it's from someone who makes movies themselves. So that'll be a cool angle to learn about as well. So it's got film criticism, film theory, reporting, and his personal history thrown in. We love Quentin Tarantino, and this will be a really fascinating book. And then actually the editor gave me a little insight and said it's a different type of book, but this book, Hollywood, the oral history, would be a really, from this same time span, would be really great for the library market. So he said, if you think this is of interest, those books would go really good hand in hand together. So right from the source. But yeah, I'm excited for a new Quentin Tarantino book.
That's cool. I think Tony wanted to know if there are galleys for this one. Are there?
No, there's not even e-galleys. I was told that it's really precious to him, and he's still working a lot on it. So I don't know that they're going to have an e-galley even. Just to let you know. But it comes out on October 25th. If they do decide to do e-galleys, we'll for sure update you and let you know, but I don't know. There might be some reading material, but I don't know that there'll be a full e-galley available. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope we've answered questions, addressed concerns, and I don't know, made you happy. We again hope that we see you, and if we don't, we hope you see us on our buzz. Again, sign up for the newsletter. Go to librarylovefest.com. Sign up to receive our newsletter, and we will send out the latest and the greatest, which will include final information on the live stream and also our schedule, which is just about there, but we literally just, some ink is still wet. So, and it will be on Library Love Fest as well. So listen, I don't know. I mean, if there's anything else, let us know. And yes, Beth, we're absolutely happy to make arrangements for those who can't make ALA in person. I mean, life's crazy, and we understand, even prior to COVID and all of this. I mean, not everybody gets to go to ALA, and that's the one thing that we saw with being home. So many people could have access to presentations and things like that, and so we'd hate for that to be lost or only be contained to the room. So anyway, that's that. So Lainey, thank you very much. The team, Helen Atzma, VP Publisher, and Megan Deans, Senior Marketing Director at Echo. You've not met her yet. She may have been in the Tiki Hut way back when we had done our monthly Facebook Lives, back when life was simple. But she is a wonderful, wonderful Megan Deans. And you already have met Helen Atzma. So it's going to be super cool because they're going to tell you stuff about that book. And then the man himself, Kevin Wilson. Oh my God, he's just love. He is love. So he'll be June 28th. And the week prior on the 21st, Helen Atzma, Megan Deans, and that's it. So there we are. Lainey, what else?
Yeah, and I think there's been some questions about like events. If we don't have anything listed for like on Facebook in the event section, like next week, we don't have anything right now. So if there's not an event to sign up for, we won't be there for Galley Club. It's 3 weeks of the month. So just letting you know.
We actually, we don't have anything listed for the 14th. So, but if we decide that we want to hop on and tell you whatever, or I don't know, if there's we decide to come on, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
So
It'll be listed.
Yeah, it'll be listed. See? I
Yeah.
love
Oh, and bam. I don't know that I think I forget to mention it on Facebook Live, but every Monday, book a minute. It's on our YouTube page, but it's on our social media as well. Hope you check it out. And then Wednesday we have a podcast. So you have 3 days of us. You're probably going to get tired of us at some point, but 3 days of us.
that book a minute Mondays. Bam. It's great because it's just like whatever comes flying out of our mouths, that's all you need to know about the book. And every time we try it again, re-record it, something different comes out. It's really funny. But anyway, it's little bite-sized stuff. Who has the time to listen to this all the time? But anyway, yeah. So that's it. Well, we wish you all I don't know, happiness and good health. Stay well. And if we don't see you next week on the 14th with some God knows what, I don't know, impromptu something, we hope to see you all on the 21st. Continue to read Kevin Wilson's book and stay tuned for the announcement about our July book, which we'll announce hopefully at the end of June. So it gives you plenty of time to read. So take good care, keep in touch, and we'll see you. So grateful for your efforts. For those of us missing ALA, might we hope we can request a few print galleys too? Of course, you can always ask. You know what? If we have them, we'll send them. If we have them, we'll send them. So just ask us and we'll do what we can. All right. You know how to get in touch with us. All right, everyone. Oh my God. She's so funny. Donna said she has to run now to make her Christmas cards with our superhero pictures.
That's really funny.
That's funny. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.